Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Keo Daiken, and in today's review, we're going to take a look at Cyberpunk 2077. Now, if you guys had the opportunity to tune in today, I was live streaming this game for about a good 3 hours, just checking it out. Wanted to get my feel for it. Had a lot of highly anticipated feels for the game. Feelings. Just wanted to see how it would overall play out. And honestly, overall, I have to give this a big thumbs down. We're going to get into it right now. Let's take a look at Cyberpunk 2077. So first off, if you guys are going to get this game, do not get this for console. I repeat, do not get Cyberpunk 2077 for console at all. I would highly recommend that you get this for PC so you can play it in 4K, 60 frames per second, whatever your settings is, because I can tell you there is a drastic difference between the PS4 and Xbox One versions compared to compared to PC. Now, the PlayStation users, I played this today on the Xbox One, and I was really disappointed with the feeling of this game. So first off, you start out in this futuristic world in 2077, and my overall experience gameplay with this was there's a huge ghosting effect in the game. You can see me turning around a lot just to see how it would capture. For those of you guys who are familiar with the old projection TVs or DLP TVs, where you would watch something that's moving at a high rate of motion at a fast rate across your screen, that's a ghosting effect, and I experienced a lot of that during this game. Also, too, when you're in the dark or you go into the open world experience and there's daylight, you can see that the graphics are overexposed to the whole point where it's almost graphically blinding, as far as looking at some of the lights, as far as the visuals of the game itself. Now, I didn't have this problem while I was in some of the rooms or walking through the nightclubs, but you could tell the graphics of the game on the Xbox One and the PS4 that it looked overall flat. I mean, it's like they just said, well, here, there you go. And we know that this game really isn't finished, but it looks like they just kind of slopped it together the last few minutes. Now, you obviously won't experience any of this on the PlayStation because it is graphically enhanced on the PC. I've seen some other people play it on PC, no issues whatsoever. But a lot of the things that I experienced was hard to use mechanics when I was playing the tutorial. So, for example, there was a part in the training session I had to sneak up behind somebody, and the tooltip icon didn't come up unless I was directly behind the person. I mean, it would have been nice. It was maybe 2 or 3 inches away from the person because I thought I had to keep punching them, and so it got me caught up in that part of the game there for about a good 20 minutes or so. Another part of the game was as I was looking around or moving around, I noticed that there was a huge lag with the video ghosting effect. For those of you guys familiar with that, when I was turning around really fast, you could see the screen was really slow to respond. And a lot of my viewers who were watching my live stream, they thought I was streaming the game in 720p, maybe 25 frames per second. And I can tell you that wasn't the case. I was live streaming in 1080 and 30 frames per second. But even if I bumped it up to 60 frames per second, it wouldn't have done this game on console any justice whatsoever. Some of the other issues I had, there was one part where I had to rescue the person, and again, this is all within the first 30 minutes or so of the game.
Yeah, I'm a little lost.
I had to go into a room, rescue a person. There was a huge shootout, and I couldn't progress any further in the game. And I was like, "What in the world's going on here?" You know, I killed everybody in the room. Everybody's dead. You know, my character still thinks it's a gun battle. The status icon still told me that I need to rescue somebody. Well, after walking around the room, I see one of the dead bodies who are already killed laying on the ground, and it still had their health meter up. But I was like, what the heck is going on here? So I had to re-kill somebody who was already dead to get rid of that health meter to further progress in the game. Now, I know this game has bugs and that they're still working on it, but something like that, man, just totally took away from the experience because I'm new to this type of genre. I don't play a lot of long role-playing games with new features like this, but that was kind of annoying, thinking I didn't do something right and it took me another 30 to 40 minutes to kind of figure it out that I had to re-kill somebody who was already dead. One of the other things that I noticed too is that if I'm looking at a character dead on, their graphic was fine as far as looking at them, the visual brightness. It was okay, but if they moved to the left or right side of the screen, looking at the character, you could tell that there was some darkness surrounding about them. Now, a lot of the other games that I've played, as far as Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, you don't have these kind of problems. All the characters and all the motions are bright and vibrant, but there are a lot of characters in this game. Their lips don't line up to whatever it is they're saying. The animations are early off. So my advice to anybody right now, if you're gonna plan on getting Cyberpunk 2077, I would either wait until for the next gen console. Hopefully they could pass this, or if you have an itching to buy it right now, make sure you get this for PC. Do not get this for Xbox One. Do not get this for PlayStation 4 unless they are really going to patch it. I was looking for a more vibrant gameplay where the motion was really fluid and I didn't have a huge ghosting effect that was really noticeable. But overall, it was embarrassing. And another thing I had happen to me in the game is I was walking down the street or just driving around, and at certain points the cops just started shooting at me for no reason. Now, I'm a model citizen, you know, I didn't commit any crimes at the time. I didn't steal any cars. But yeah, that was just really weird as to why they would just start shooting at me randomly. And then I went back into it. I don't know. I can't really explain it. You guys who saw my live stream, it should be up right now. You guys can fast forward to different parts of the video to check it out. But I just want to issue that word of caution for you guys. If you are planning on getting this game, make sure you get it for PC. Don't get it for any of the new gen consoles, because it was really unbearable for me. And as far as trying to play, as far as, you know, the mechanics and everything, hopefully they could fix it and make things a little bit easier. As far as trying to understand some of the mechanics, I put on some clothes. I couldn't figure out how to change clothes when I grabbed them from the closet. I've never had this problem happen from like with Grand Theft Auto. It was more of like a user-friendly experience. You get in there, you press a button, you had your tooltip icons popping up left and right telling you what you really needed to do. I really didn't feel immersed in the game. I wanted to, and I really didn't feel connected to the character within the first 30 minutes of the game. The load screens were really horrendous. I mean, at certain points in time, I was playing it, and the load screens happened within a few minutes of each other, going into one of the sessions to train, and then also the cut screens. So that really kind of took me out of the character within the first few minutes of the game. Hopefully that's something they can improve on in the near future. But guys, leave your comments below. Just wanted to give you guys my thoughts on this. I'm not the only one. I thought I was. And one of my buddies was telling me that even on console, you are getting 720p, and maybe I think it's dropping now to about 20 frames per second in certain aspects of the game. But that's my review. Take my word for it. Get it for PC. Do not get this for console right now. If you do, maybe see if you can get your money back, exchange it, return it. Do something, because there are a lot of graphical problems with this. The motion rate ghosting is definitely there. Like I said, it felt like I was playing on an old school projection TV, and if you're playing it from the left or right side of the screen, where certain parts of the game are just severely dark or severely bright, and the camera angles in some places are really bad as well. So maybe they could have incorporated a third-person feel to it so you can kind of see a little bit more of the city. I'm sure it's beautiful on PC. I mean, that's what I was looking for, and I had a lot of high hopes for it. And for those of you guys who really don't know me, I used to buy 2 copies of every game, get early releases, and this is the first game I actually ordered before it even really came out, because I had a lot of high hopes for it. So we'll see if things change, but as of right now, it stinks. So you guys have a good day. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.